Zaidan Ali.
Morning, Judge.
Morning.
Mr. Ali is here. He has a doctor's note. And he's got discharge paperwork as well.
Norma, which page is Ali on? So why were you late today? I'm sorry, what?
I just got in a car crash, so it was kind of this morning. I had to get on the ride, but I tried to make it faster.
So what is wrong with VIA? Why do people have a problem with taking the VIA bus?
It's dangerous, Judge.
No, it's not. I rode the VIA bus. Let's not put out false information. The VIA bus is not dangerous. You get on it, it's inexpensive. I don't know why people act as though the VIA bus is beneath them and they can't get downtown unless they call a ride. And if a ride doesn't come, oh, well, we're going to be late.
No, I do.
I've ridden the VIA bus. I've ridden it a lot. Nice people are on the VIA bus. Yeah, but did they have cause?
No.
I mean, it's all subjective.
My bus's experience is from Houston and it is certainly not safe there. So
Mhm. But no, I've had no problem with the VIA bus. People can get killed doing road rage incidents while driving. So there's no problem with the VIA bus. Here's the thing. This is the last time I'm telling you, if you're late for court again, we're going to make sure you're on time. And how we make sure you're on time is we have the deputies bring you over. And if they don't bring you over on time, at least we'll know where you are. Do you understand? All right. So are you still requesting a jury trial?
yes, we are, Judge.
And state, how long do you expect the jury trial to be? All right. I need a jury trial date for 2 days, criminal trial division. All right. December 2nd is your jury trial date. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. There you go. And I hope you're feeling better. Thank you for you were late, but you dressed appropriately for court. I appreciate that.
Love the turtleneck, don't you?
I do. You can never go wrong with tan and black.
Yeah.
All right. You're
Wait for
welcome.
me outside.
All right. Who's here on Jonathan Saunders? Who's the attorney on Jonathan Saunders?
You're on, I'm making my way out, sorry. The popular day, there are a bunch of us here.
All right.
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
May I say before we get started, thank you for defending the bus. I have ridden it for years from time to time, and it is a good and worthy local institution.
Oh, and then you know what? I've always met great people on the bus. And I remember when I was starting out my career as a defense attorney, people who are serious about not picking up new offenses when they have a DWI, they all take the bus. So many people I represented because I met them on the bus.
Yeah, I've actually had that same experience. And do you remember John Hemme? I think he's passed away since. John used to ride the bus.
Yes.
I know several other attorneys that I used to see when I was doing it. And for me, still, if I'm organized enough, it's cheaper. I don't have to pay for parking.
No. And you know what? I learned the stops. So if you needed to sleep, you could sleep on the bus. And the drivers got to know me and they would say, Stephanie, this is your stop. I'm like, thank you.
I've had that happen
It's
too.
great.
You know, and people assume that cars are safe, but I've had road rage cases.
Mhm.
Not really sure you get much safety anywhere anymore. So
All right. So Mr. Saunders, why were you late?
I was stuck in traffic. I left a little late on job.
All right. So you've got to make allowances for that. Otherwise, as I told the other person, we will at least know where you are. Although we know where you are because you have GPS, but we'll bring you over from the jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have you conferred with the state?
I have conferred with the state. I've gotten an offer. I believe today we're here on a discovery deadline. And
Yes.
as far as I know, I've received all the discovery that I believe we'll need. In the unlikely event that that changes, I'll be in touch before our next court date to try and rectify that.
All right. Norma? On this case, their plea deadline date is December 3rd. All right, on December 3rd, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
You too. Who's here on Deshawna Robinson? All right, so is there still a warrant on this case or no?
Not that I'm aware of.
There shouldn't be the warrants.
No, Judge.
Oh, there is, it's been lifted? Okay. All right, so where are we on discovery?
Judge, this was our first time of actually conferring about it. There are a number of items that I am going to be emailing the state to make sure that we add to the discovery list, the request of what needs to be there. So we have probably about 3/4 of it, but there are some things missing. This,
All right, what is missing? Let's start with that.
this is a theft case where my client is alleged to have taken stuff while she was caring for individuals, part of a company that did hospice.
Mhm.
And we need to get the records from the hospice company. And then the other records as far as what else was dispersed by these elderly people. And I need to get to the state my records of what these items actually were. There's also not a valuation of the items. I think that the state and I talked about that there doesn't necessarily need to be a very specific.
Okay, so let's go
one.
back. So records from the hospice company where she worked?
Where
Yes.
she worked and yes, and how she got connected to this couple, these people.
So you just need her records that she worked at the hospice company.
Yes, yes.
All right, does she not have that or no?
No, actually, we need the records from the hospice company because these individuals, so they were elderly individuals, and when they could no longer stay in their home, they dispersed their property and they dispersed a number of the items to individuals that worked at the hospice company. The state it's a very new case for the state, so the state hasn't had a chance to really look into some of that, but those individuals are all witnesses as well. The police did a very peripheral just
All right,
investigation.
so
and took
time
it.
out. So you need records from hospice
Mm-hmm.
and the specific records you want from hospice is what exactly?
The records from the hospice as far as what I guess who all was under contract to go into this couple's house. I guess that's the best way to put it. And
All
I-
right, so the records you want from hospice, from the hospice company is the contract of who was allowed to enter the home. Is that correct?
well, the contract of what they were doing and who all went, yes, like the records of.
I mean, so you just want the contract of the individuals who are allowed to enter the home?
And whatever records they have, honestly, like the records of who all went. Because I am gonna get the state what I have as far as a letter from from the owner, but I think that the state or myself, we need to subpoena the stuff from the company.
All
And
right,
so one of
so-
us needs to do it.
So what's the second item?
Where was I? The second item is, I don't know that the state has a real valuation on any of the items. They have a list of items and very speculative values. I don't think that that's ultimately going to end up being an issue, but I do think that if we're going to have jurisdiction to be in this court, they do have to have at least something that indicates the value of these items. And really, right now, they don't have any of that. They have that certain items were, furniture and they just have a lump number and they don't have any specifics. So I would ask them to value that. And the biggest thing is, I guess I would ask them to talk to their complainant to see. The complainant is elderly and I don't know, this all came as a very big shock to my client. So this being our first setting, I haven't been able to really confer with the state and give them pictures and everything because all of the items that my client is alleged to have taken, she has. But the argument is going to be if they were given to her and she has no problem giving them back. But the valuation of them is probably $200 max. And I want to be able to give those
So
pictures.
you're
to the
saying
state.
she has all of the items that she's accused of taking?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
We have, I believe, I've gone through them. She has them all. She has text messages and things with
with the complaining witnesses, I mean, one of the individuals since passed away. It was a
All right,
couple
so
that-
here's the thing. I don't want to get into what everybody's proposing the facts to be. You said that your client actually has the items that she's
Mhm.
accused of taking without permission. The state says they have a list of items, so I'm sure y'all can get together on that. What else?
Those are the biggest things, Judge. I think we just need a little bit of time to iron those things out. And if it doesn't, if after we go through all this discovery, the state still needs things that they need to proceed, then we'll be ready to do that. But my hope
All right,
is,
that needs to be, this is going to be recalled on December 19th. By that time, you all need to have ironed out whatever you all need to iron out.
Thanks, Judge.
that sounds perfect.
All right, thank
Judge.
you. Norma, that's coming back on the 19th. Norma, what page was she on? Thank you. Who's here on John U's? Sorry. All right, so first off, on this case, where are we on discovery?
Judges, our very first setting, I got hired 5 days ago. I've reviewed what the state has in their file right now, but I got the notification saying it's available for download. But we were here specifically for a bond today because of just the timeline.
And state, were you able to tender an offer?
Yeah, I did get an offer. I'm going to discuss that with my client.
Okay,
I think we're already proactively set for December the 19th if memory serves me, but we do have an upcoming date.
all right, let me see what date. I think your upcoming date is December 16th.
16th, perfect. It's on my calendar, whatever it is.
All right. All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 5230, State of Texas versus John Hughes. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Donnie Arriaga. Colin Hobbs for Mr. Hughes, Your Honor.
All right. And are you Mr. Hughes?
Yes, and
And is that how you pronounce your last name?
yes, it's a strange spelling.
Okay.
But it was misspelled when my family came over from England.
All right.
Yeah.
So is this the correct legal spelling?
Correct spelling, yes.
All right. Defense is here asking for a bond to be set. Are you asking for a bond to be set or a bond to be reduced?
Bond to be set, Your Honor. He was
Okay.
remanded without bond for some pretrial conditions. He changed his phone number. He had placed some calls to pretrial, but didn't follow up, so a warrant issued, and he was eventually arrested on it. So,
All right. State, have you had a chance to review the motion to set bond submitted by defense counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, he's asking that the bond be set at $7,500. Do you have any objection to that bond amount?
the
I'm
old
sorry,
bond was
10,000.
7,500. Yeah,
No objection, Judge. I think that's fair.
No objection to a $10,000 bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I wouldn't complain for 7,500.
All right, Mr. Hughes, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record, please.
My name is John Hughes.
All right, Mr. Hughes, do you have any type of mental health diagnosis now or in the past?
No,
All right. How far did you go in school?
I went through high school. I started college, but I didn't finish.
Oh, what were you studying in college?
Psychology.
Okay. And with regards to drugs, have you ever used any type of drugs in the past? No marijuana, no cocaine, none of that?
No.
All right,
Tobacco and alcohol, but that's not a thing.
all right,
Those are kind of drugs, but legal drugs, tobacco and alcohol.
all right. And let me see, any other criminal history other than this state?
There were co-defendants.
Excuse me, you all need to speak up because we're on the record. So she's taking down everything that's being said.
My apologies. He did have prior interactions with law enforcement based on possession of controlled substance, but nothing ever happened. He wasn't charged with a
Okay, so
crime.
slow it down
He was
and
not
speak
charged.
up.
Understood. He was not charged with a crime. My understanding was that there were co-defendants in those matters, and that's why it was rejected. There's not much information within the state's file.
There's a case from 2017 that was rejected for possession, controlled substance less than a gram.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court will set your bond at $10,000. The court is going to order sober support meetings. There's going to be 60 meetings in 60 days. In this case, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll make sure that he has a reset form for December 16th, please. All right. Is there anything else?
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
So I'll get the bond paid this afternoon, and then once you allow. Excuse, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, once your client signs the reset form.
Perfect. They're gonna bring it over to you, or I'll bring it over to you.
Michael Johnson. Who's here on Michael Johnson? Oh, thank you. Hello, you're still requesting jury trial, correct?
Correct, Judge.
And this is family violence?
Family violence trial.
Yes.
How long do y'all expect this trial to last? All right, Ms. Ferguson. Need a jury trial date, family violence, 1 day. All right, December 3rd.
Sorry now, Judge.
All right, your jury trial date will be December 3rd. You'll be brought back dressed in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Counsel, if there is an issue with the clothing exchange, just let the court know.
Thank you, Judge. I think it's already done.
All right, thank you.
It's on.
Who's here on Nathen Montoya? All right, so has everything been taken care of with regards to discovery?
Actually, Judge, this morning I just received a CD with, I think it's two CPS records on it
Yes.
that I need to review. Also, Judge, I need to make an appointment with the state to review the child safe video.
All right.
But everything on e-discovery has been downloaded.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for December 19th for discovery. All right, is there anything else?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right, thank you. Do you have any questions?
Have a seat and I'll get you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
No talking in the box, you guys. Thank you.
Alex Trey Casas. Alex Casas.
Sorry.
Right. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
Judge, we are almost good on discovery. We're just gonna check on a phone dump. Other than that, we're conferring. We just asked for a pretrial reset and I've got an offer that I'd like to go over with my client.
All right, how old are you, sir?
I'm 22 years old, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, plea deadline date, December 19th. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Day.
Nicklus Ramirez. All right, today is plea deadline date?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
We are requesting a jury trial.
All right, State, how long do you expect this jury trial? All right, Norm, I need a jury trial date for criminal trial division, 2 days. All right, your jury trial date will be December 2nd. You'll be brought over dressed in whatever clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll need to do a clothing exchange with your attorney. If there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
May I approach? I got a real simple matter.
Yes.
I have a funeral at 11:30.
Mhm.
Remember Jack Pascal? Did you ever know Mr. Pascal?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you ever know Jack Pascal?
Yeah.
He died, he was my mentor,
God. Oh,
his funeral's at 11:30.
Mhm.
I have conferred, in the files up here somewhere,
oh, what's your client's name?
Clark, Jamar. And Mr. Clark's here. There's a victim that they want to contact, so they haven't made me an offer.
Jamar Clark?
Uh,
Norman, what page is Clark on?
And they're being very responsible about the case, the DA.
Okay.
I'm hoping we'll have something I don't need a trial setting or anything
Okay.
yet. I think we might resolve it.
All right. Let me see. Do you want to call this for the 21st or the 18th or the 19th?
Of November.
We can do it on the 19th or the
I
21st.
have his eye procedure. What's the week before? Like
We can do it on the 12th.
well, that's
Or the
like,
14th.
they may not give him enough time.
How much time do y'all need, State?
I think he wants to talk to that victim
Okay.
on that.
Judge, at least 2 weeks.
All right.
Maybe the first week in December.
All right, Norma, can you put this for December 5th? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Appreciate it.
thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. I'll bring it to you. Yes, kinda.
Michael Uewu.
Morning.
Morning. Doesn't he need a translator?
No.
No, okay.
And it's,
That's the other one. Okay, where are we on this case?
it was reset, Judge, so the state can make an offer. The state made an offer today.
Okay. All right, sir, how old are you? All right. So we're gonna recall this for a plea deadline date on November 21st.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Norman, November 21st, plea deadline date. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Yes, thank you. And thank you for always dressing appropriately for court.
We just started this, Your Honor.
Welcome.
LSU better,
I'm telling you, they're breaking my heart.
you know, my little girl went to Alabama.
Well, they're gonna lose this weekend. Between that and AMM not doing what they needed to do, thank you, Jason Garhan.
Yeah,
But he
that was,
said they are gonna defeat Texas, so.
well, we'll see.
All right, Jesse Arriaga. Who's the attorney for Jesse Arriaga? Is the attorney here for Jesse Arriaga? All right, let's have a seat. Roger Mims. Everybody's doing, they're doing their turtlenecks today. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, why were you late for court?
I kind of got lost, to be honest. So I had called him and told my attorney he was on 4th floor and the 1st floor.
All right, so now you know where the court is. Are you chewing gum?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay, all right. Here's the thing. Now you know where it is. You cannot be late for court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
Judge, I believe that I have all the discovery that the state has. I think this is our first appearance post indictment. Mr. Garahan and I have conferred. I want to sit down with Mr. Mims more closely. I think Mr. Garahan has a couple things he'd like to look at. So we're just asking the court to give us another setting date. I don't know as far out as the court can or is willing.
All right, state, are you able to tender an offer December 19th?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, recall this for December 19th and state will be prepared to make an offer on that day.
Thank you so much,
All
Judge.
right, you're welcome. Is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you. Who's here? Melanie Baron? All right, hello. So this is for sentencing, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, just give me one moment. Court is calling 2024 CR 2482, State of Texas versus Melanie Baron. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
David Rodriguez for the defendant.
All right, and are you Miss Baron?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest to count 1. There was an application for deferred adjudication and community supervision. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment was to be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine. The state opposes your application for community supervision or deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution and no contact with Francisco Vasquez. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report and TAP evaluation and also the DDRF mixed screening results. State,
Yes, Your Honor.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to those items, state? Defense?
No objection.
Any witnesses, state? Defense, any witnesses?
Just the defendant.
All right, if you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Melanie Baron.
All right, make sure you keep your voice up. And everybody in the audience, whisper like you're spies and don't want to be caught.
Ms. Baron, where are you living right now?
At the Balcony Heights, Heritage Apartments.
Okay, and are you living by yourself or do you have a roommate?
No, I live with someone else. I live with my boyfriend.
Okay, you're whispering. You need to speak up.
No, I live with my boyfriend.
All right, so let's do this. Don't turn towards the defense. If you'll just speak towards me and keep your voice up here so that the court reporter can hear.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Baron, can you tell me how you're employed right now?
I work with Block by Block. That's Central, downtown San Antonio.
In what kind of work is that?
I work all along the river, the cleaning of the river. We give information and assist those in need
And how long have you been doing that?
since August 14th.
And are you employed doing that full time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is it your plan to continue working at Block by Block?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Ms. Baron, before this case, have you ever been arrested before?
No,
Do you have any prior convictions?
no.
Ms. Baron, if you are placed on deferred adjudication, will you be able to successfully complete that deferred adjudication?
Yes,
Okay. Do you understand that there's an amount of restitution in the amount of approximately $20,000?
yes,
And is that an amount that you will be able to pay back through your probation?
yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to pass the witness for now.
State,
No questions for this witness at this time, no.
I have a few questions. So what I've read in the PSI report is this was your boyfriend. He called the police and the police ends up arresting him. And then when he comes back, all of his items are gone. Let's discuss, that's what I want discussed. Why would you take his items? Because that's what we're here for. We're here for the taking of items. I don't know if these items are worth $21,000 because nothing has been given to me. But I'm wondering, why would you do that?
Well, I made a poor judgment in calling friends to assist me in moving.
Wait a minute, what?
I made a poor judgment calling a few what I thought was friends to assist me moving out, and they took the items that did not belong to me.
What do you mean they took the items that didn't belong to you?
While I was moving my stuff out, they were taking things and I didn't stop them.
There was a co-defendant on this case, Your Honor.
And what is the co-defendant doing?
That case was dismissed because my client, Ms. Baron, cooperated with the police and the DA's office. You can see that she voluntarily went and talked to an investigator. There's about a 7 or 8 page statement that she's made. And I have to point out that she's been cooperative with the police all along and helping them in their investigation.
All right, so I still don't understand why you would have people take items that didn't belong to you. What was the conversation? You decide you're leaving him while he's at the Bexar County Jail. I'm assuming, hypothetically, if you had a bed, okay, I need somebody to help me move my bed out. So they moved the bed out. Were you telling them what items were yours?
I did tell them what items were mine. I'm coming out of a very stressful situation with this man. He's been very violent. He has abused me, he's assaulted me, has manipulated me. I was panicked as to what he would do when he returned. So I wasn't paying attention to detail to what these gentlemen were doing. So as they were moving stuff out, I was just focusing on getting my stuff out. Once we were there, I did see that they had his things. I didn't want to go back. I didn't tell them to take it back. I just didn't know what to do at this point.
So how did you get involved with the police?
How did I get involved with the
Yes.
police?
Did the police, because I see where a neighbor said, oh yeah, she's the one. So I'm assuming the complainant picked up the phone and called and said, she took my items. So where does this come in with you giving the police a statement?
Because once I realized I had made a poor judgment and I was not in a safe environment, I called Francisco back and I tried to work things out with him. He told me that I could come back home and told me to write out a statement. So that's what I did.
So, and let me see if I'm following it along. So your story is there were some issues with Francisco. He calls the police to his home. When he calls the police to his home, he's the person who gets arrested. And then when he's arrested, you call 3 friends or however many friends to come over, move items from the house. And it appears, and if I'm wrong, correct me, it appears that all of his items were taken. You leave with these people. And then the complainant is released from the Bexar County Jail. He goes back to his house. His neighbor tells him all this stuff is missing. You're with these other people. And you say, this is a bad situation I'm in with these other 3 people. So you pick up the phone and you call Francisco back and tell him that you want to work things out. And then you go back to his house and then you write a statement saying what you took. All right. Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Any other questions?
No, Your Honor. I would like to point out that PSI does have a bit of her past history, and I'm not saying that this is an excuse for her actions on this particular case, but I do have to point out that she has been victim of sexual and domestic violence throughout her lifetime at the hands of various men, including the complaining witness.
All right. When's the last time you had contact with the complainant?
It's been about 8 months since I was arrested.
Okay. State? You're opposed? Why you're opposed? All right. You want to discuss with them and see if they're still opposed? All right. If you'll step back, they'll speak, then we'll come back. Felipe Lopez? All right. Who is the prosecutor on Felipe Lopez? All right, if you all want to step back and discuss that, is there another prosecutor who can take the plea and I'll walk you through this plea?
Sure, no, Your Honor. I've spoken with defense counsel. I know with the other attorneys.
All right. All right. Hi.
This is busy. Yeah.
You good? Okay. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1619, State versus Felipe Lopez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Christopher Castro for the defense, supervising attorney for student attorney Nicklus Asaro.
Oh, Nicklus, you want to make your announcement for the record?
Yes, Nicklus Asaro.
Right. You need to say Nicklus.
Asaro for the defendant, Felipe Lopez.
Right. All right, counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you Felipe Antonio Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Probation, this is an application for deferred. Mr. Lopez, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred or Community Supervision with your attorneys? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorneys? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat as a Class A misdemeanor? The range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat. The state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be 40 hours of community service restitution. They're asking for no harmful or injurious contact with Wagner High School, Joe Santinella Jr., Victoria Hernandez, and no possession of firearm. Did you understand that those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
All right, state, have you spoken to Wagner High School?
I have not, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You may be excused. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding you guilty as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding in sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Lopez, was in this situation. He was being bullied at school, Your Honor. I would like to say that the state's exhibit number 1, which tags the high school, was not actually done by Mr. Lopez. It was a story he shared and then shared by another student that tagged the school. So that may be a little misleading based on the picture itself. But he did not tag the school itself in that exhibit. I just wanted to let the court know.
Thank you. How old are you?
19, Your Honor.
All right, you're 19. So, and I'm assuming this person, Santinella, was that your friend?
Who, Your Honor?
Joe Santinella. I know Santinella. It's 2 L's.
Santillana.
Was that your friend?
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
He's never been your friend in the past. All right, so who was Victoria to you?
Just somebody that we knew through Joe.
I'm sorry?
Somebody I knew through Joe.
All right, so everyone, we're on the record. Don't talk behind the court reporter. So that's someone you knew?
Yes. Yes,
All
Your Honor.
right, so it seems from reading the reports that it was more than just someone you knew. This was sort of like a love interest between the two of you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so here's the thing. You need to be 100% honest with me. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know why people who are in high school or in middle, well, I don't even understand the dating, serious dating in middle school. I guess I'm aging myself. That just was not allowed. But when you're in high school, maybe it's the love of your life. Maybe y'all going to end up getting married. Maybe not. From what I've seen in this world, usually those are just, we're just dating. They're just experiences. And then you move on. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
She doesn't want you in that way. I don't think she wants to speak to you at all. So you're not allowed to talk to her. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you still going to this high school?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And Joe, don't want to speak to you. You're not allowed to speak to him at all. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And here's what I can tell you. When you have a relationship and your best friend starts dating the person you're in a relationship with, usually that's not your best friend. That's not a friend. Because if that person were your best friend or your friend, they would tell the other party who wants to date them, no, another time, another place. It's like Erykah Badu, see you next lifetime. I'm with somebody else right now. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're going to be hit with a lot of things in your life that you think are not fair, but you got to roll with the punches and keep going forward. You don't put stuff in writing. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in your writing, you're using the N word. I bet you were shocked when you saw me here. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this is what I was always told. This is what my mother's teacher told her when she was in school back in the, I think, back in the 50s. You know what she always told them? Don't ever put anything in writing that you don't want the entire world to see. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, the fact that you're using the N word, I'm not holding that against you. Young people are just doing crazy, stupid things. That is not an appropriate word to be using. Do you understand?
Yes,
I don't care what people are doing in rap or whatever. MC Light said that she was shocked when she went to a club when people started calling females the B word and using the N word. She's like, when I started out in rap, people were not using that language. Not good language to use. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's not good to make threats against people. When your heart is broken, I don't care if it's breaking in 1,000 pieces and you want to cry. Guess what? The person who broke your heart, just look in their face and smile, and then Go back to your room, go talk to somebody that you know, your mom, your dad, and cry it out there. You understand?
Yes,
Are you employed?
yes, Your Honor.
What do you do?
Construction, Your Honor.
All right, what are your plans for the future? What is your dream job?
Construction, Your Honor.
Oh, well, look, you're on a great path. You're already doing what you want to do. How far did you go in school?
11th grade, Your Honor.
All right, you're gonna have to graduate, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then if you really want to be in construction and hope to move up, sometimes people will be in construction and things will fall into your lap. Next thing you know, you're owning a company. Education never hurt anybody. If you want to end up owning your own company, you can, but you probably should take some business classes. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's to be no fine. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There's to be no contact with, and do you have any reason to be at Wagner High School?
No, Your Honor.
All right, there's to be no contact with Wagner High School. Joe Santana, Santellana Jr. Victoria Hernandez. And of course, you're not allowed to possess any firearms. I'm going to order 80 hours of community service restitution. If you obtain your GED, or if you obtain some type of trial, trade school certificate, or if you take a business course, I will deem those community service hours satisfied. Do you understand?
Yes.
There's going to be field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. There should be proof of employment within 45 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. All right, we can go off the record. Thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. And what is your name again?
Nicklus Asaro.
Nicklus
Asaro?
Asaro?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, this is a student attorney, Nicklus Asaro. Give him a round of applause. He did great. Come in anytime you want to. What level are you at in school? A 2L?
So 3L.
3L. Oh my gosh, you're almost here. All right,
Yes,
thank you. So what will happen is probation will speak to your client and go over conditions with them, and then you all are excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank
2 years deferred.
Judge Amber.
Yes.
Hey, just saying hello, just stopping by. But
We miss you.
I'll miss being here, Judge. But anytime, if I'm just poking my head in, if you ever need me to do a plea, just let me know.
Oh, awesome. So you'll be here on the 18th though, right?
I think I have a conference, they told me I have to go.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna miss you,
I'm sorry, Judge.
but we'll do something for Christmas too.
Yes, ma'am, I'll be there, I'll be here for that.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Your Honor.
Yes.
We're ready on Baron.
All right, we'll do. Good morning. Yes. All right, on this one, if you'll take this to criminal trial division and see if they have any objections, and then I'll check a box.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
On the record, there, those were first.
All right, let me just put this in the system real quick. Norman, what page is Felipe Lopez on? All right, we are back on the record in 2024, CR 2482, State versus Melanie Baron. So where we left off, State, you were opposed, is that correct?
Yes, we were at this time, state changes. Opposed to silent.
All right, any objections to the state's changing the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor, no objection.
All right. If you're drug tested today, what would the results be?
Negative.
All right, this is what the court will do. The court will sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's to be mixed supervision, and that's based upon the evaluation the court is in receipt of. There's to be no contact and restitution of $20,000 to Francisco Vasquez regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. Do you have any children?
No.
All right. I'm going to order your trauma classes probation. Once she completes those, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. And then at probation's discretion. There's to be a $1,500 fine, and that will be probated. All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful, communication is key. If there's an issue and you feel as though probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Any objections to the court changing the agreement to include the fact that the state was silent?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. All right, probation will go over conditions with you, and once you completed that, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Judge, is it your birthday?
Yes. Thank you. I celebrate the entire month.
Oh, Al McKnight, who you might remember, my law partner, did the exact same thing.
Oh, you have to.
Well, he took it a little further. He sort of wanted present every day.
Oh, well, if people will do that, then good for him.
Well, I did not do that.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Phyllis. Your Honor, may I approach?
Just 1 second. Yes.
Sorry, I have Ms. Phillips on the docket today.
Mhm.
Ms. Phillips was incompetent for about 1.5 years. She has parents that she would like me to contact. We do have a plea ready, but I really would like to contact parents first. And what I'm asking for is not a lot of time, but to come
Okay,
back.
I'll call you
Oh,
when I
I'm so
get to
sorry.
call. Yeah, because I go in order.
Okay,
Sure.
my apologies.
Oh, no problem. Norma, what page was Baron on? All right, who is here on Eduardo Reyes? All right, where's Mr. Reyes?
He was not brought from the jail, Judge.
Okay,
Recall this, Judge.
all right. Let's recall him on. Oh, it's mental health. All right.
Yeah.
So where are we? Has he been transferred to the?
I don't know where
State
he's at. He has been restored to
Oh.
competency. That hearing was held on the 24th, Judge.
All right, so
And
then,
they send it here. It's a recall from the 4th.
all right, Norman, recall this for the 12th.
I'm out of town that day,
All
Judge.
right, when are you back?
I'm back on the 3rd. The 12th is
Tuesday.
I'll be back on the 13th.
All right, Norman, recall this for the 14th. Yes.
Thanks, Judge. Maybe
All right,
just
yes. Who's here on Roxann Hutchinson? Court is calling 2024 CR 007949, State of Texas versus Roxann Hutchinson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Bridget Garza for defense.
And are you Ms. Hutchinson?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand you're charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon with a felony conviction as a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine and the state recommends community supervision. All right, and Maria, I'm sorry, I'm going to slow down. I just realized I'm talking very fast. Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 7 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 250 hours community service restitution. And if there's a drug case filed from the same date, they will take it in consideration as a part of this plea bargain agreement. Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we're asking the court to follow the recommendation of the ADA. Ms. Hutchinson does have a stable place to live. She does work part-time. She earns $14 an hour. She helps her father, it's called, Ready, what was it? What is it called? Ready?
Well, we do make readies.
Make readies, I'm sorry.
Okay. What
Make
is that?
readies. They clean apartments.
Okay.
After the individuals leave the apartment complexes. They clean the apartment complexes, get them ready for the next tenants. So she is working part-time. So we're asking the court to follow the recommendations of the ADA. She is ready to follow any of the court's sanctions. She's willing to prove to the court that she is going to comply with any of the court's directives. Also, Judge, with the $2,000 fine, since she does earn $14 an hour, if the court is willing to grant her application for probation, we're asking the court to lower the fine.
All right. And who is Lisa Lara to you?
She's my girlfriend.
Are you all still together?
Yes, ma'am.
You say yes, ma'am, and then you look to the side, right?
Oh, yes, ma'am, we are.
All right, who
she's
you
in the
looking?
Because she's in the courtroom.
Okay. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative,
It's going to be.
negative, negative.
When's the last time you used?
Well, I'm currently on the methadone.
All right. This is what the court is going to, do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What are their ages?
I have a 21-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 17-year-old.
And
And
the 17-year-old, does she live, he or she live with you?
She lives with my father. And I am going through a CPS issue with my ex to receive joint custody for my son.
All right. And then Lisa Lara, does she have any children?
Yes.
And what are their ages?
Yeah, one, a boy, he's 16.
All right. And where does the 16-year-old live?
He lives with her father.
Okay. Do you have any grandchildren?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How many?
I have two.
And what are their ages?
5 and 6.
And do you see them?
On a regular basis. My daughter just got married and she moves to Fort Benning in Kentucky with her new husband.
All right. All right. This is what the court is going to do, as previously stated. 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 7 years. $2,000 fine, probated. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Based upon the police report, there's to be gang supervision. State will dismiss any drug case occurring on the same date, offense date, which is May 10th, 2024. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. There's to be CPS compliance. And since she's going to be under gang supervision, I know they'll do the visitation, so I'm not going to ask you all to do the visitation. There's to be regular random UAs. 250 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, 100 of those hours will be deemed satisfied. How far did you go in school?
I graduated high school, ma'am.
What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Hopefully starting a business of my own soon.
All right. And I will, yes.
She's in parenting classes already because of CPS.
They'll confer with CPS and the court will accept those hours if it's successfully completed. All right. And the court will deduct another 100 hours if she provides proof that she's filed for a DBA. All right. And previously, I don't know if it was said on the record or not, but when this plea bargain was accepted, the court did previously at that time find that there was sufficient evidence to find her guilty, and the court found her guilty. So just so the record is clear, the court did find you guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. You're excused. Probation will go over conditions.
One last item.
Yes,
The court assessed minimum supervisory fees.
no, I've already probated the fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.